Welcome to Nerdery. This is Illussionz, and today we're going to be going over updating an HP switch. I already did steps here, roughly 14 steps. I'm going to be following this as a guide as I go through, showing how to physically update a firmware on an HP switch. Usually, sometimes I do these switches in my office where I'm creating VLANs and such, and it's just a physical connection using a key span, COM serial connection. But let's begin. So step one, we have connect serial USB to both switch and laptop. So right now I'm using a key span, as I said earlier, and it's connected to the console port and then connected via USB to my laptop. Open up Putty or whatever software that you're using. I like Putty when I'm on the network, or if I'm remotely connected. I can use SSH and navigate around in various things I need to do. There's also Telnet and whatnot, but and for this case I'm going to be using serial, and we can leave these at the default settings. If you go down here, you can see the speed bits, stop bits. Most of these I've never had to change them. I think maybe there's one instance where I had to change the speed, but it was a weird situation or example of it. So I'm going to go back up to here. Now this is COM1. One way to check, I've gone through this and I've ran into this problem where why isn't it connecting? I'm getting this connection error. So here, let's go down to desktop control panel. This might be a little bit different, but what we're trying to get to is go to your device manager. And there's many ways you can get to device manager, but we want to get to device manager. We're going to collapse this human interface device. We're going to open up ports, COM and LPT, and so it identifies the keyspan USB serial port and is located on COM3. So in case you're getting an error, you can check that information there and it should let you in. Matter of fact, let's keep it at 1 just to see what happens when we try to connect. So unable to open connection to COM1, unable to open serial port. So right away, that's a good indication. Say, oh, okay, which serial port, and we know that it's COM3 because we just checked. So we're going to change this to COM3 and hit return. And now here's another instance. You open this up and you might be thinking, oh, what the heck? Why isn't it open? Well, hit return twice and boom, there you go. So now that we've opened up, press any key to continue. What's our next step? So select serial connection, make sure that one's checked. Yep, number 3, checked default connection speed and such. We did that. Number 4, so these can actually be condensed. Make sure to hit enter twice. Boom. So now we're in our HP 2530 48. So HP 2530, that's the one we're checking. 48 just means it's a 48 port. So it could be HP 2530 24. But this one's a 48 port. Actually, it's a 52, but 48. Okay, where am I? Now we're going to go to step 5, which is show running config, or SH, which is a shortcut. And I'm going to do SHRU. And it's going to show that this is basically clean out of the box, ready to be put in production. What we're checking is, so this right here gives us a wealth of information. It shows the firmware, the host name, which is this, VLAN, is it using different VLANs, name, right now it's using VLAN 1, default VLAN, and also IP address. It is set up for DHCP boot TP. So that's good information now. So we already know that it's DHCP, but we're going to check IP by show IP. And right now it's set up on VLAN 1, default VLAN, and using DHCP. So now we're going to show version, show VER, and November 10th, 2014. So it's not old, but it probably, there's probably a newer update up there, firmware update. We're going to show flash. So there we go. So the boot image, the primary one is this YA15130014. That is the primary, and the secondary is way back in 2013. We're not worried about the secondary at the moment. We're focusing on the primary image. So that was issued by Show Flash. So now we need to find the current version. So we're at step 9. Find the current version by searching the J model number. So we're not going to go by model name. Rather, we're going to go by model number, because the model name can be misleading. Because let's say the only information I had was HP 2530. We don't know if it's a 48 port, a 24 port, a PoE, which is power over Ethernet. So we're going to use the model number. Let's go over here. There we go. We're going to open up Firefox, and this is the site that I use. Whoops, recently bookmarked. There we go. And this is actually an awesome site for finding these firmwares. I'll put this URL down in the description, or you can screen capture it right here. I'm not going to rattle it off. But here, if we look at the front of your HP switch, on the upper left hand corner of it, you'll see the product number. So it's J97818, and as you can see, I previously has searched for this one. So we're going to go here, we're going to select it and show selected items. And scroll down. Here's some pretty awesome information. So you have the product name, product number, product series. It's a 2530 switch series. It's fixed port level 2 management Ethernet switch. Warranty. HP is awesome for their warranties. We've had fans fail in some of our HP switches, and once you go through the hoops of, troubleshooting, documenting your troubleshooting and giving it to their techs, and they confirm, yeah, okay, the fan is bad, you do a RMA, you send it off to them, and you get it back really quick. So it's easy to get these back into production, or if you have a failing HP, you can get it back really quick and keep your network running. Anyway, I'm babbling. So here on this right hand side, you have Support Center, so you can download manuals, frequently asked questions, web case logging, support by email, register a license, a lot of information. What we're looking for is the software downloads. We're going to click on there. There we go. And here are the versions and the current releases. So look like we were way down here maybe, yeah, 1513, and looks like the latest one was 24th of August of this year. So we're going to click on here to download the latest and greatest. And so boot ROM notice, here's information, products that, so this firmware covers 48 PoE, 24 PoE, so 8 gig PoE plus switch. So this one covers a lot of products. So it's definitely a lot of this 2530 product number. So that is really cool. So we're going to go over here to downloads. Yes. Read the fine print if you'd like. We're just going to save file. And it's really quick. I just happen to live out in the middle of nowhere, so it's going to take a while. And I have numerous sons that are probably on the internet as well, so that's kind of embarrassing. The long download. It's going to be in a zip file. Excuse me. So here's the SW file that we're looking for. So this YA1517. Sometimes on some of these downloads for firmware for HP, you'll see a YA1517A and then the rest of the file name, or B. So I should show one of these cases, because sometimes you'll get two SWI files and you'll have to make sure that you're downloading the proper one, either for A or for B. But it looks like there's only this one, so I'm actually going to just copy this from this open zip file and close this. We'll just minimize U. So now that we have found the current version by searching by the model number, we're going to open up TFTP software of your choice, and I'm actually using TFTP D64. We're going to show directory. Is that already there? So we're going to open up Explorer. We have copied that, so we're going to paste. We're going to continue. Oh, that's the old version. Okay, cool. I was doing some test runs earlier. Wow. So cool. So there's the new one, and we'll be able to tell because it's 1517. So we're up to the 17. We're going to close that. So now that we've opened up that, we've checked the directory, we've copied and pasted the SWI file. Connect Ethernet cable to the switch. So we have an Ethernet cable plugged into port 3. You can do 1 through 48, your choice, or if you have stuff already plugged in and you're just doing maintenance. And I'm connecting the other end to my laptop or desktop or whatever you're using. We're doing this physically, so it's not over a network. So I'm plugged into my laptop. Now, let's go back up to here. Show IP. So we're gonna change this IP. I'm going in the menu, switch configuration, IP configuration, edit. Since this is fresh out of the box, I'm just using it as an example. It's set up for DHCP. You might already have an IP scheme at work or home network or whatnot, but you just got to make sure that these are going to be able to talk to each other. So we're going to just do 192.0.0.1, 255.255.255.0. Let's see, we'll save that. Return the main menu. Go back down to the command line. Show IP. That has now saved. Alrighty. So now let's go over to the laptop. Go change adapter options. So I'm connected. Ethernet, local area connection. Properties. Many different ways you can get to here. And as you can see, I already have it set up, but if not, if you have it as this, then you just click use the following IP. So you're going to put in a static 192.0.0.2 255.255.2. So class C. So now that the laptop and switch, now that they can communicate, we're going to issue in the command copy TFTP flash. Now we're going to enter in the IP address for the laptop. So that's 2. And now we're going to put in our .swi file name. The cool part is you can go into show directory, and the one that we pasted there we can copy. So we're just copying that file. We're going to activate this putty window, and we're going to right click, and boom, it fills in the name, so you don't accidentally fat finger that, miss a underscore or whatnot, and then have a heck of a time figuring out why isn't it not working. I've done that before. And then after that, we're going to type in primary. So that is our command right there, is copy TFTP flash, the IP, the .swi file name, and then primary, and return. Now it's going to ask you, the primary OS image will be deleted. So your old version, your old image is going to be deleted. So we're going to hit yes, and as you can see over here, we have this transferring over. That's exactly what we want to see. And right now it's copying over from the laptop onto the switch. It's going to take a moment or two. I'm going to take a sip. Excuse me. Alright, we're just about there. So, boom. And what are you doing? Okay. That is finishing up doing its thing. So let's look down. We're at step 11. So it's going to validate and writing system software to the file system. Wait for that happening, and once that is finished, we're going to jump down to step 11. We're going to show flash, and we're going to check updated primary date and version, and it should reflect this date and this version. So it should be YA15170008 2014 August 2015 should be the new date and version if done correctly. So we're just waiting for the oh, there we go. That was getting awkward for me. I was getting nervous. So we're going to do show flash, and there we go. So there is that YA1517 0008, and there's a corresponding date. So now we're going to go down to step 12. We're going to enter the command reload and return. And it's going to say system will be rebooted from primary image. Do you wish to continue, or do you want to continue? We're going to say yes. It's going to reboot your switch. So if you have it sitting in front of you, all of a sudden it's lights everywhere. So Rom Information. So showing the build date, build number, boot profiles. So booting primary software image. Decompressing done. Once this is done initializing, we're going to jump down to step 13. We're going to show version again. Excuse me, to verify a new version. Then we'll show flash to show updated primary version. Waiting for speed sense, so we're going to hit enter twice. We're connecting back up. Press any key. Alrighty, so show version. So there is the updated version. So the YA15170008. It is our primary boot image. Boot ROM version. It's that YA1517. We're going to show flash, and for the primary, it should be that new one. Boom. So there we go. You could leave the secondary, or you can update it. I mean, it's up to you, but it's basically the same. Let's see. Nope. Of course it blew it out. But it's basically that same command, but instead of primary, you're going to put in secondary, and then you can update that, or you can keep it at that version in case something happens. But there you go. Here we can do some cleaning up. Let's go switch configuration, IP configuration. If you want to remove this, or if you're just using an arbitrary IP address just for maintenance, or if you're setting it up in your office and just needed an IP in there to get stuff configured, you can bring this back to DHCP. Or just leave it if you already have it in production, or if you're just pulling it from a closet or from an enclosure and working on it. So we go back here, show IP, boom, it's done. And then same with your own, whoops, here, in case I forget. And put this back to DHCP, so next time I plug in and I'm not getting any kind of, oh, nice. So it actually showed that once I changed that, the communication stopped. But so I'm gonna close this, I'm gonna leave that up there, and there you have it. That is how you would go about updating the firmware, your primary firmware version for an HP switch. In this case, it was a HP 2530-48 switch. And the method that we used was physical. We used a key span, a USB COM connection, and Ethernet, of course, with TFTP to get that information across. Anyway, I hope this video helped. I hope these steps helped. And thank you for watching. Bye.